All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rudy Artis, founder and CEO of Influence Haircare Products, and I wanted to welcome everyone out to our virtual class featuring finally our new release of our new items, over 20 products that we have. It's been an awesome journey over the past since September, not September, but March the 13th of 2020, which was when COVID hit and it hit all industries, and all industries were impacted, especially the haircare industry. So we've been having to make some major adjustments during that time, as well as all of us as entrepreneurs have had to make the necessary adjustments. I'm sure everyone knows that it's not starting a business that's the challenge. It's really remaining relevant and staying in business that becomes the daunting task. And so I just want to commend you all for navigating your way through the process and just knowing that our commitment and our mission statement hasn't wavered, and that's always been to save, serve, and promote the cosmetology industry and provide educational classes. And just making sure we stay salon exclusive so that you guys can really experience financial security. And so in a day and time where it's very difficult to be able to find exclusive brands, we just remain committed to making sure that we not just stay exclusive, but we also do our due diligence with introducing you the new technology, with advanced with new products, and just what we've done from a research and development over the past 5 years has really been phenomenal. I just want to commend my manufacturing team on how diligent they have been during the process. So it looks like we've been laying dormant for quite some time during COVID, but it was a lot of research and development that had to take place. And so we're very excited as it's kind of humbling to be able to experience the fact that when we started the company in '06, we had we introduced, it came out in the industry with 21 products. And today, because of demands, we've had to make major adjustments, and we're introducing like 24 products. But each time over the 3-year period of time, in order to remain relevant, because of the changes that have taken place over in the marketplace, at one particular time, natural wasn't even relevant when 2006, when we came out in the marketplace. And then as time progressed, you saw the trend of the natural market continuing to grow. And so as we continued to participate in it a little bit, bit by bit, we saw the demand was continuing to grow, and we just had to continue to participate. But before the demand of the natural market really hit us, the color market had become the new base and the new foundation, or the new anchor in the salons, where at one point in time it was the relaxers. Where you fast forward, you see the different adjustments that we had to make, which caused us to pretty much go into and get a nice, develop a nice demi and permanent color line with over 42 shades, along with the intense fun colors. So over time, we've made those different type of adjustments to remain relevant, and also we've gone into more natural products. So as time progressed and we saw the demand continue to be there, not only did we enhance, we came out with our new CMOS line. So today we're very excited to be able to introduce to you all our new CMOS line, which is our curl enhancer, as well as our KSS straightening system, our smoothing system as well. So, and then we also addressed braiding locks. So we pretty much have so much in store for you through our research and development, and we're just excited to be able to introduce to you all and just stay committed with an exclusive brand. I challenge you all, as you continue to enhance your brand, to make sure that you get the value, you stay educated, and that you see the different changes. I want to commend you all for, first of all, making the adjustments such as being on this virtual line, because when COVID came, pretty much trying to connect on a virtual level really wasn't relevant. But because of things that have taken place, it's caused us to make adjustments. Now, of course, some of us may really like the fact that I want to be in person. I want to see, I want to touch and feel. But you really got to put yourself in a different mindset to make the necessary adjustments and to embrace the different changes that have come about in the marketplace. You really don't see as many sales consultants come around to your salon. You have to ask yourself the question why. And so it's imperative that you see and you stay connected with someone with us, so that you can see the necessary changes that are going about, and why it's important for you to navigate through those changes and to embrace change along the way. And so I just wanted to commend you all for being on the line today to really see exactly what we have going on and how we can be partners into helping you really accomplish your end goal. Okay. And so I also want to challenge you guys to be excellent retailers. We just had our NES, our National Education Symposium, which we did a soft launch of all the new products. And there it was overwhelming just to know, one, we wanted to do it because of what the market was calling for. And we felt the demand had to be there. We wanted to be able to reconnect so that we could round up our market and just let them know exactly where we're going, what's coming down the pipeline. And so when we introduce 24 products, you all have to know that we have to be able to pull something off of the market as well. And that's what we have chosen to do as well. So I haven't lost my mind when you see things that will be discontinued over time. It is a matter of how do we continue to meet the demand of the marketplace and remain salon exclusive. So as we continue to move forward with this seminar, we have a parade of styles that we are doing. And what this parade of styles is giving you an opportunity to see a model, see their finished look, and see exactly what products that were used on the model's hair. So I'm going to also be asking questions that you may want to ask, because you can type in some if we have time to address those while they're presenting. But we have several different stylists who were professional enough to come in, showcase their work, and give you an opportunity to see exactly how the different products work. So,
all right, my name is Dennis Guerrero. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, a salon called Texture Define, and this is my lovely model, Janelle. We did what we call a curl defining service, and we used the entire CMOS line, the new line, as well as some of the products from the original line. One thing that I love about this brand is that it's easy to layer the products together to get a custom result. So we went in with some of the classic line, the black label.
okay.
I always do 3 shampoos before I do a shampoo and style. The first one is a deep cleanse shampoo. It's infused with avocado oil, so it's gonna clarify all of the old products and things off of her hair, but it's also gonna leave some moisture and hydration on there. We go in with our second shampoo, which is the rosemary and carbon. That's from the new CMOS line. Let me show y'all this. Right there. Yeah. That's one of my clients' favorite shampoos. It has an intense tingle. It's very invigorating to the scalp. It's exfoliating. And one of my favorite things about the new upgrade that they did to the rosemary shampoo is that they've added the carbon and the lemongrass, which has a DHT blocker in it. So that's going to help with prolonged use over time. It's going to help keep her follicles strong and growing hair, and preventing a blockage of an abundance of DHT in the follicles, which could lead to her losing some of those follicles. So it's a preventative shampoo that I love to use. The third one that I used was the CMOS Fusion, which is right here, and I use the conditioner that goes with it. Excellent. Super hydrating, super moisturizing, and those are the 3 things that I use to shampoo. I detox, I treat the scalp, and I moisturize and hydrate the hair. From there, we started with some of the original products, which are going to be the honey almond leave-in conditioner. I use that to detangle her hair, and that's kind of the base of how I'm building that moisture in the hair, moisture and hydration in the hair. After that, I use my favorite foam, the rosemary foam. And that is what I'm going to use as the before I go in with the gels and the curling products. I'm sorry, before that I also use, the leave-in curl primer. So I use 2 leave-ins. I started with the honey almond leave-in, and I also use the curl primer. This does exactly what the bottle says it's going to do. It's going to prime that hair for optimal curls. And then I go in after that with the rosemary foam, which was what I was saying. I go on top of that with the CMOS Curl Glaze, and that's going to be the end of my formula for curling. I'm going section by section. I probably got maybe an inch square. That section is saturated with foam, and then I'm coming in with about a half a pump of that Curl Glaze. Janelle is the type of client that loves maximum hold. She wants to feel that hold on that curl so that it will last, but she also wants to get volume. So that obviously my choice was the curl glaze. That's going to give me the most firm hold, I think, from the line of styling products. Afterwards, I do a little razzle dazzle. I give her scalp some rosemary spray. Everybody gets that. Everybody loves that. And then lastly, when she comes out from under the dryer, I'm going to give her some oil sheen and conditioning spray. That's from the original line. Can't forget that. And then that's how we got this look today. That's literally what we did. I went through section by section, shingled each curl, and that's what we got today.
Outstanding, outstanding. I know we have one question. As you do a 360, we'll also have a question or two. Mr. Lewis.
All right. Question is, how long will this look last?
Janelle, how long will this look last for you?
It'll take me through about 5 to 7 business days.
5 to 7 business days before she starts to lose some of the definition. Then she can really pick it out and play with it, and she could probably get another, how long after that?
3-4 days.
Okay. Yeah. After that, I also would recommend that she take this home, which is going to be the Silk Recharge spray and serum, and we use this as a curl refresher. This product, to me, through my experimentation, you don't want to necessarily saturate it, but misting it the section thoroughly and kind of manipulating the curl, it can kind of reawaken that curl glaze in the hair and redefine the hair.
Outstanding,
Yeah.
outstanding. Any other questions, Mr. Lewis? All right, as we do, I think you already did the 360
We
to
did.
Dennis and a thorough explanation on why you use a variety of shampoos. So let's give a virtual round of applause for Mr. Dennis.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dennis.
Hello, everybody. My name is True Anderson, and I am also from Norfolk, Virginia, with the salon Texture Define.
Awesome.
All right, and first things first, I did my own hair, and this is a curl define that we did in the salon. I first started out with, we do the 3 steps of the shampoos. So we did the deep cleansing line from the original line, and that's just going to really get all of the product off when I'm trying to apply, new products on. That's going to, make sure that that's clean. And then I went in with the Rosemary Carbon shampoo. That's going to really, really stimulate my scalp. That's going to get that blood flowing and just making sure that I'm getting that minty feeling, because everybody loves that with the scalp soother. And then I went in with the Sea Moss shampoo. That's going to be my moisturizing shampoo. And that's just going to make sure that it's cleansing as well as moisturizing and putting that back into my hair, but it's also cleansing. And so when I rinse that out, then I go in with the Rosemary Carbon conditioner as well as the Sea Moss Fusion conditioner. And when I do like my little cocktail, that's going to help my scalp as well as help my strands of my hair. That's going to get it very moisturized. And then I'm going to sit myself under the steamer, the Influence steamer, right? That's going to really penetrate really nicely and just make sure that everything is moisturized. And so when I rinse that out, then I start with my process for making sure that my hair is moisturized under my curl define. And so I go in with this is actually from the original line. I go in with the Honey Almond Leave-In. That's always your foundation. You want to make sure that is extremely moisturizing as that foundation. And then I go in with the primer. So I use 2 leave-ins just to make sure that it's moisturized, because my hair does like to kind of dry out a little bit. So I just make sure that that double moisturized is good. And then it's also good because it doesn't cake up and leave that kind of hair food residue. You're able to really blend it nicely. And so I use that, and then I go on top of that with the All Textures defining gel. And so when I did that, I parted section by section, and I was able to kind of break through. You can use any type of method. I do the break through, and then I kind of pull it apart as I'm going section by section. And then I also kind of shingle. It really just depends on what works best for you or for your client. And then when I was working that through, the section does like to dry out. And so from the new line, I did use the rose water to make sure that I, moisturize that again, make sure that it's completely saturated. Then I'm really able to work that product through. And then as I go through section by section, I get all the way to the top, and then I go and diffuse. And so when I diffuse, I throw my head, kind of over, or even like for your clients, you can kind of have them go back in the chair and you can diffuse them and make sure that it's getting dry from the root. And then when you sit back down, you can go back to a dryer and make sure that, the hooded dryer, and make sure that it's fully dry.
Outstanding, outstanding, true. I know I had an opportunity to visit y'all's wonderful salon at Texas Define,
Yes,
and you also had an opportunity to share with me the variety of ways that you do your wash and goes. So
absolutely.
could you also share with the audience a couple of different ways that you love to do your wash and goes using the different new
Yes.
products?
So once when we did the symposium, I was actually able to go through each curl product, which was amazing because I love to do curl defines on myself. And so I was able to use the all textures, which I just talked about. And then I was able to use the actual curl gel, and that gives a different kind of hold. The all textures is a little bit more flexible. The gel is going to give you that hold. And then I use the primer with most of them. And then once when I used the curl stretch pudding, I did not use the primer for that one. That one is heavy by itself, and that gives you that stretch by itself. So if your client is complaining of like, oh, my shrinkage, oh, I can't stand it, you are able to use a heavier product to make sure that that weight is there, and then that will definitely make sure that that stretches out for that client. And so when I used that, it gave it a heavier hold. It was able to kind of just, lay down, and then it was able to get bigger over time.
Okay, True, while you're doing a complete 360 for yourself and showing off, I'm sure Mr. Lewis has a question for you also. Mr. Lewis.
All right, true. No, audience member is asking, did you use a leave-in before applying the curl primer?
Yes, I use the honey almond leave-in. That is a very, very, very great foundational leave-in.
Outstanding. Outstanding, True. We have another question out here in the audience. Just
One more time.
So I know you said it's a foundational leave-in. So why would you actually use both?
I would use both just because I know that my hair in the past has dried out a lot just from using just a gel or just a custard or just, the actual product. And so I always like to go in with that extra foundation, especially if I know that the product is very moisturizing and it's a spray, it's light. I'm able to just kind of spray it around, and then I'm able to go in with that primer, that's the pump, and then I'm able to kind of work that through. Mm-hmm.
all right. One last question, Miss Alicia.
Okay, so I brought my scrunchie, yeah, just in case. So I was ready. So, okay, so we have a pack of these scrunchies. It comes in like 5 or 6, right? And so at night, I'm able to actually band my hair. So pineapples don't really work for me because when I put it all together, it likes to clump up, and then it's not really what I was trying to go for, right? It just kind of likes to do that. So if I'm trying to go for more in my face, I do one band right here, and I'm able to just kind of band it right here. And then I'm able to go with my side. I'm able to go with the other side. I'm able to split this in the back, and then I'm able to do one down here. And then I put my bonnet on. And so then when I wake up in the morning, I work everything out. I'm able to shake it all out, and then it's able to just place where it's supposed to be.
Oh, you're not playing any games.
Yeah.
You're not playing any games. It's the natural wave, and so along with that, True, I'm sure you have so many clients that represent your type of hair that
Yes.
you have the service in the salon and so forth. So your knowledge and education is going to be extremely vital, and we definitely appreciate your presentation today. Do we have another question? All right, thank you, Ms. Rosalind. All right, y'all give it up a burst of round of applause for True. This is just the first segment. What we wanted to do was we wanted to be able to showcase and give you all a physical presentation of the hair, what it looks like using a variety of different products. Now, of course, we're going to have our presenter, our educator, come up that's going to give you all the technical theory behind the products and the benefits and advantages of each one of them. But we also want to be able to give you to showcase the products on here as well. So what I would like you to do at this time is in the box, I want you to be able to comment on being able to see a model. How did you like the presentation? Just so we can have this type of information as we go back and try and keep the virtual classes as informative as possible. And so your information and your feedback is going to be extremely critical in us continuing to stay relevant and bring you the information that keeps you engaged throughout. So nothing like a wonderful staff. So, so stuff just appears. All right. So we definitely want your feedback. This has been an awesome journey, but I want to challenge you guys to continue to really evolve and to embrace the whole virtual aspect. And that's why it's critical that we get your feedback just so that we can see what we can do to remain relevant. I do want to take the time to thank the team of presenters today for you all taking the time out on your Sunday to bring in your lovely models, but to educate those across the country that's online that wants to understand the benefits and advantages of the product as well. So if you all don't mind, let's give a virtual round of applause as well as physical round of applause to those as well. Thank you so very much. When you go back to your salon, I want you to go back to your salon and count the variety of different brands that you represent in the salon. And think about what you need to do in order to brand yourself and take your business to the next level. I do know that a lot of people, when they come to symposium, they come and get the education, or wherever you get the education, it's going to have a direct reflection of how you price yourself, and you should make sure that in due time you price yourself according to your value, how much you're going to get your education, what brand you are endorsing, making sure it is salon exclusive, by retailing it and making sure you retail it heavily and at the same time. So I think that as we move forward, ladies and gentlemen, that we just continue to look at the different changes, stay abreast of the education. We'll have some more classes coming to you, making sure that you stay abreast of all the information. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and bring up, Nevada, was there any questions for me? Okay, outstanding. I'll have some different state of the industry addresses because there's so much I want to be able to share with everyone. Today is not the time. I want to make sure we fulfill the ultimate vision, knowing exactly the new product line that we have out, our commitment to you all, as well as the practical being to see the different presentations, but also being able to see Ms. Shannon come up and be able to present, and you guys can feel free to ask any questions. Mr. Lewis will continue to moderate the class to make sure she asks the questions throughout the presentation. So without further ado, let's give a virtual round of applause for our educator of the day from Raleigh, North Carolina. Let's give it up for Mrs. Shannon Smith.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Shannon Williams. At this point, I got married. I was Smith for a very long time with the company, but I am Shannon Williams now. My husband is watching, so I must say that. Thank you all, those of you who are online, as well as such a beautiful audience to see everybody here today. I'm really shocked. I was not aware I was going to have an audience today, but I'm happy. It makes it easier for me to talk to real life people. We are going to address the new product line very quickly because they want me to include the original line as well, and we only have an hour, so shoot your questions at me really quickly. I'll try to answer them as best as I can, but we only got an hour to do it. Influence stepped up and answered the call. This new line is what I like to call our premier line, okay? This is not to be played with. This is not your everyday product. This is for your clients who are having specific problems. They answered the call to supply what the people are needing. I'm seeing a lot of hair loss. I'm seeing a lot of damage, okay? This new line, including the lemongrass, the DHT blockers, all of these ingredients are making these products, as well as our services, we need to raise that bar, and because we are meeting a need which our clients desperately need. In every consultation, you want to make sure you go through depth really quickly. That's going to be your density, which tells us how much product we need to use for our client, your elasticity. We need to test that to make sure if we're doing a chemical service, we're not going to cause further damage to our clients. The porosity as well, that tells us if we're doing a color service, if the hair is even going to be able to hold on to it, okay? Porosity tells us how well that hair strand is going to hold on to moisture. Your texture, of course, will tell us simply, if you cut a slice of hair in half and you look at the diameter, your smallest is going to be your fine, and the middle will be your medium, and then your wider cross section will be your coarse texture of hair. And then always your client's history. We need to know what they've been doing. We need to take notes. Once they come with us, I write down notes in my notes portion of my iPad to keep up with different things we may do. Recently, I'm so glad I wrote down notes. I had a client who I forgot we did the texturizer on her. She came in wanting a very, very high lift color. Had I not went back and checked my notes with her, I completely forgot we did texturize on her. I probably would have went in with a 40 volume on her had I not checked my notes. And then later on, maybe 2-3 weeks down the road, we probably would have had a problem, right? Because we don't want to go in and do 40 volume on any client that we've chemically treated. So make sure we check our client's history. Again, this is going to be our premium product line, okay? This new products, we're going to cover 20 plus products. They address hair loss, hair thinning. They're going to support hair growth with all the wonderful ingredients we're including lemongrass, sea moss, your DHT blockers. We are going to hopefully turn around all the damage that has been previously done, and we're going to go ahead and stimulate these scalps and rejuvenate some healthy hair. We also answered the call with our curl defining options. We have our curl gel, we have our primer, we have our glaze, which I totally love this glaze. Like, that's probably my favorite product so far. And more, okay? Yes. Okay, Ms. Ross told me to slow down. We might have a little more than an hour. Yeah. First up is going to be our Rosemary Carbon Shampoo. This is going to have a supreme level of stimulation, okay? For your clients who are comfortable with the rosemary, if they can give you any complaint there, this one is going to be a step up. So you may not want to go with your clients here, but it is specifically for clients who are having trouble growing hair. They're having thinning spots. For whatever reason, I couldn't get my video to work. I have a client and we are regrowing her hair. She is suffering from alopecia, but I am seeing growth in her hair. So I use our Rosemary Carbon shampoo and conditioner on her because it does have the DHT blocker. Okay, that DHT blocker is going to be an anti-inflammatory. So what that does for us is when that follicle is strangled, the DHT, if it is being overproduced in your client, is strangling that follicle. The hair cannot break through. With the DHT blocker, we're removing that. Okay, so now that follicle has a chance to produce a healthy blade of hair to come through. Okay, you also have it's sulfate free. So if your particular clients that are having trouble, once we get them to a healthy spot, if they choose to have color, you can do so safely without removing their color from their hair. By us stimulating the blood flow, again, that circulation is going to give us the health and the circulation we need to produce that healthy blade of hair. Okay. Do we have any questions about the Rosemary Carbon shampoo and conditioner? And I do recommend you use them in conjunction together. That's just my recommendation. I find that they work better. I get a better result. Oh, that was a video. See if that video will play. That was his testimony about how it felt. Oh, you might have to turn the volume up just on that one. I'm sorry, y'all. See if the volume on it. Yeah. Will it play? If you don't, I'm going to tell you what he said. He said, I can literally feel my scalp breathing. This is a young man we did at NES, and this is my first opportunity to use it there. He said, literally, I can feel my scalp breathing. He feels so cool. That was his words. If it ain't going to play. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I tried. Next up is going to be our Sea Moss Fusion shampoo and conditioner. Now, this one I love is very moisturizing, very hydrating to the hair. It helps in detangling very easily. Oh, I didn't know it was there too. For your clients who are wearing the shampoo and golds or the shampoo and curl defines, it does aid in your curl definition for your clients. It also has a color protection technology in it as well. So a lot of us, especially me, I love color. A lot of my clients love color, and some of them prefer to wear, of course, it's easier to do color on your clients who want to wear their hair, curly in their natural state. But for my girls who are color treated and they want to wear straight hair, I lean on this one because of the amount of nourishment the sea moss is going to give me. Okay, your sea moss is going to hydrate the hair. It does contain your vitamin A and E, so we are strengthening when we're using this as well. These four are put together. This is for my curly girls, is what I like to call. We have our primer, we have the curl glaze, we have the curl gel, and we also have, what's the last one? Oh, the all-purpose texture gel. Now, in order from softest hold, in my experience, from softest hold to firmest hold, your softest is going to be your curl primer alone. Some people, I have experimented where I took a mannequin, she has human hair. I used all of them just to get a feel for each product. The primer gives the softest hold, and it gives your first layer of moisture if you're going to combo. Okay, your primer should be your first level, detangle that hair, and it gives you a start, like pretty much your base. Okay, if your client, I have a couple who are very, they shampoo their hair, if not every day, every other day. So for them, they like the softness. They don't want a long-term hold. So for them, I'm able to use our primer to define their curls, especially when they have like the loose wave to a loose curl. I'm able to use the primer and define them and move on because I know they're going to shampoo their hair in a day or two. Oh, that's weird. Next up, your second in line as far as hold would be the curl gel. Okay, I feel like the curl gel gives you a long-lasting hold, but very pliable. And then will be the all textures gel. Now, depending upon whether you let your client air dry or sit under a hood dryer, your all textures gel can give you a more of a firmer hold. When I need something like my finger waves, or if I'm doing a rod set if I have bad clients, some of my clients are just bad with hair, but just be honest, and they need something that's going to give them a long lasting hold, I will go in with my all texture gel, put them under the dryer because I know that is going to stay. The only way that's going to move is if they totally get drenched, right? Okay, and then your strongest hold is going to be your curl glaze. On the next slide, I'll show you the definition that the curl glaze leaves in the curl. Actually, you've seen it already through our models today that we saw previously, but I did put in a slide. I want to point out that they are alcohol free. Okay, your glaze and your gels, they're alcohol free. This means you won't get any flaking if you choose to. If you get a little heavy handed, you still won't get any flaking from the hair, and no drying of the hair. Okay, because again, we're promoting hair growth, we're promoting strength, and we want to minimize frizz. Okay, for our curly girls. What I would like to say about the glaze, it has such a strong hold and it has that anti-humidity factor in there. I'm able to use that whether they want to air dry or sit in the dryer. I'm okay with the glaze to actually dry either way. Now, what I do recommend is make sure it's a client that wants their hair to stay. They're not going to be shampooing their hair frequently because it's going to give a very firm hold. This is the young lady. So on my right, your left, it's the same. But for the audience, I'm sorry, your left on the audience. The left side is just strictly primer. And you can see how the hair, it's a little bit calm and it's just simply where I detangled through the hair. But on the right side of the screen, that hair has primer and also the curl glaze. And you can see how this particular strip of hair, it is well defined. Those curls are sealed in. I wanted to give the visual difference between primer alone and how well defined the glaze works. Okay. So far, do we have any questions? Good, because this is easy today. Yeah, I mean the parade of styles did a lot for me today. Thank you. Next up we have our sea moss curl pudding. Okay, this is going to be a soft pliable hold as well. For my lady that has the shampoos and go, they shampoo maybe 2 or 3 times a week. This does eliminate dryness for them because they need something that's a little more moisturizing because they're shampooing so frequently. We know that water by itself can be a drying agent. So therefore, with our curl pudding, that's going to reinforce that hair even though they're shampooing frequently. I have a lot of people who are getting on their workout plans this time of year. So I make sure I use this curl pudding for them to get the moisture they need. For your stretch pudding. Now, here's when I choose to use the difference. For my girls who do twist outs, the single twist outs, with the curl elongation I get from that, they're now happier because instead of them getting the spring back when I'm doing the damp twist out for them, they're more happier that their curls will drop a lot longer, maybe about 25 to 40% longer. Okay, they're supremely happy with this. For your little girls, if I don't know if you guys still do kids, I still do kids occasionally. If we're doing ponytails, if we're doing cornrowing them and then letting their ends be 2-strand twists, this is going to elongate that for them as well. We want to make sure you use your stretch pudding for your clients who also have more of a coily texture than your clients with a looser texture. I find that the stretch pudding gives them more definition and I'm able to give them a longer result versus someone with a looser texture because they don't necessarily need it. Do we have any questions between the two of the regular curl pudding versus the stretch curl pudding? Yes.
Yes, Janet, we do have a couple questions here. So first question is, do you do the stretch pudding on wet or dry hair?
That's a very good question. So she was asking, or he was asking, do we use the stretch pudding on wet or dry hair? I've actually done it on both, and you get great result either way. For someone that if you're going to do it on damp surface, make sure you towel dry really well. And then whether you use your honey almond leave-in or your primer first, layer that, comb that through, and then go in with the stretch pudding.
All right. Next question: can the pudding be used under the glazed? Curl glaze.
Okay, so the question is, can the stretch pudding be used under the curl glaze? I find that there will be working redundant there. Because the curl glaze gives you such a very strong hold, I wouldn't necessarily use the curl pudding under it. And if, well, I'm sorry, let me throw that in here. In the picture, if you notice, her curls were elongated with the glaze, so you're already getting elongation. If you see there, you get the little spring back with just a primer. So that would be equivalent to using, say, the primer or your curl pudding by itself on the left, but you get elongation from the curl glaze. So I wouldn't combo those two.
All right, thanks, Shannon. And last question: can you wash and go with the stretch pudding?
Can you do a wash and go with the stretch pudding? Sure, sure. What I would say is going to it's going to lengthen that hair. I would towel dry it really well. I would also factor in how often you shampoo. Okay, because the idea of the stretch pudding is to get a longer lengthwise of your curl, which you also want to wear longer. So make sure if you're doing your shampoo and go, you're going to wear it for a week or so. I say it's absolutely fine to use the stretch pudding. Okay. Next up is our wonderful sea moss blow dry spray. Can be used as a protection for your heat tools. Okay, it is humidity resistant, so that tells us that once we mist this hair, we're going to blow dry that hair, cut down our dry time 40 to 50%. Whether we're doing hand dry or even if you coat your client and put them under a hood dryer, this still will knock off your dry time. Next up, we have what Mr. Rudy calls Silk the Shocker, okay? Our Silk Recharge Spray Serum. This is a beautiful product. I'm currently going between, I will have the KSS system, and so on the days when I want to still wear my hair curly, I'll refresh my shampoo and go with our Silk Recharge Spray because it also has an anti-fade color agent, okay? So I'm able to protect my color whether I'm going to press it out with the KSS or whether I'm going to wear it in its natural curly state. Okay. We also have our rose water spray. Again, our rose water spray is going to be a liquid mist. Okay. It also duals as a face mist. So for your clients who like to do a spritzer, okay, it can be used as that as well. Now, when I'm doing my lock services or if I'm doing a twist out and this client has massive amount of hair, if I start in the rear, by the time I get to the front, the hair is a little bit drier than I like. I will take our rose water spray, mist right at their roots where I need to put my product so that it's just damp enough to receive the product, and then proceed. Whether I use our edge gels, either one. If I need a little dampness, you can use your rose water spray versus using just regular water to rehydrate that hair. Your rosemary growth serum. This is a power punch in a little bottle. Okay, y'all. This little thing here, whew, got your DHT blocker, your lemongrass, your CBD. We're talking anti-inflammatory. We're talking about stimulation. We're talking about supporting hair growth. All of this is in this small container. Now, when I tell you this is addressing a lot of issues for my clients in particular, my older clients, maybe mid to late 50s, and those are older. I think they were subject to a lot of things, bad habits from previous, and we're able to now rejuvenate this with this, okay? Your anti-inflammatory, again, is going to follicle, it's going to help that swelling go down so that we can grow some hair. For your clients who are thinning and losing hair, this is going to reverse that as well. What we want to make sure we do, even if we retell it to them, direct them on how to use it. They do not need to go through this in 2 weeks' time, okay? We need to make sure we educate them, turn them in the mirror, section their hair, show them how to squeeze it and manipulate the scalp and rub it into their scalp without them using the bottle in less than, 14 days. Yes.
All right, Shannon, a couple questions here. The first question is, what's the difference in the recharge and the rose water? They just want to recap on that. And are you able to use it on natural and relaxed hair?
Excellent question. So the question is, what's the difference between the Silk Recharge Spray Serum and the Rose Water Spray? So consistency wise, your recharge is going to be more of a serum consistency that's able to be misted. Your rose water is literally a liquid to be able to be misted. Your recharge serum gives you flexibility as a heat protectant. You can use it on damp or dry hair. You can revitalize your hair, your curls with it, and also has an anti-fade color technology. Whereas your your rose water spray, it's going to be just a general refresher, whether you use it on your skin or your hair. I hope that answers the question.
All right, next question. As far as with the sea moss blow dry spray, would you apply anything to the hair prior to using that, or just go straight to blow dry?
Okay, the question is, can you apply product prior to using your blow dry spray? The answer is yes. You can use your leave-in of choice, comb that through, and then follow up with your blow dry spray to cut down your blow dry time.
All right, and last question, Shannon. How often should you use the growth serum?
Oh, great question. The question is, how often should you use the growth serum? I would base it off your client's shampoo schedule. If they don't shampoo well once every 2 weeks, I would have to say probably once a week. Okay, if they're shampooing every 2 weeks. If they're shampooing 2 to 3 times in a week, of course they're gonna need to reapply because they're shampooing it off. If that makes sense.
Okay. Ms. Shannon, this is a good time to let them know. Maybe it's not a good time, but the rosemary growth serum and the sea moss braid lock and edge gel are the only items that you'll be going over today that will not be released. Waiting on a few
Okay.
logistics for that to take place. Okay.
So
But
sad
definitely
to
want you to
announce.
be able to cover that.
Okay.
Also, as we release everything will be released today. So the sales consultants, their stuff will start going out starting tomorrow. We want you to make sure that you contact your sales consultant and place your order through them. Okay. Turn it back over to you. Thank you so
Okay,
much,
so
Ms.
that
Lee.
was again rosemary growth serum and the 2 edge lock and braid gel.
No, just the sea moss braid lock and edge gel,
Oh,
the
just
honey and
the sea
avocado.
moss.
So
Okay.
just the rosemary growth serum
Growth
and
serum.
then the sea moss braid and lock.
Okay. Okay.
Back to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have our honey almond wax stick. This is going to be very good to give control for your flyaways, your frizzies. If you're doing curls, it gives that hair memory. I actually used this recently. The young lady hasn't got her photos back yet, but we did a beautiful 60s inspired photo shoot. I used our wax stick on her edges to give control on the edges there, and then also to do her pin up curls. I can't wait to get those photos back so I can post those. It is a heat protectant, and it can be used also. I cheat sometimes. I put it in my hand instead of just rubbing it on the scalp. I do. I take it and I put it in my hand, and then I just place it where I need it to be. But it leaves the hair with a beautiful shine and gives the hair a memory if you're going to use it for curling purposes. We have our honey and avocado honey and avocado. That is a tongue twister. Medium hold styling spritz. Okay, so it's going to give that hair shine. It can be used for your spikes and holds. It does leave the hair a little bit pliable so that if you need to move or comb through the hair, you can do so. We also have the alternate, which is going to be your firm hold, honey and avocado firm hold. Long lasting. Oh, yes, forgive my spacing. We're going to work on that. Long lasting hold does leave the hair with a polished shine. You can choose, the more you spray, of course, the harder the firmer the hold will be, but no buildup with either one. Your honey and avocado firm hold, this gel will be available. The bottom one will not be available, okay? So your braid lock and edge gel, again, no residue. The firm hold, I prefer to use with my clients with a more looser curl pattern because I don't need as much control. Their hair tends to hold much longer for me. I do use the extreme with my clients who have a more coarse texture of hair. And for my partings. So the difference for me is the firm hold still gives me a lot of flexibility, and then the extreme hold gives me that super control. So everybody gets extreme right at the roots where I'm doing my sectioning or my parting because I want that to lay down. But the part, whether I'm doing a lock, a braid, or a twist, I choose which one I need based off the texture of her hair. Did I see a hand? Oh no. Okay. This is an example of the partings I use. The firm hold where I actually twisted his locks. The scalp was, section. I used the extreme hold, but the actually twist, because his hair is very soft, I retwist him with the firm hold. Okay. Our KSS system, which Ms. Ayers will go over very thoroughly for you guys tomorrow. This is going to be our straightening system. I absolutely love it. This has given me a lot more flexibility. I have very coily, tight hair. So I could not wait until we were able to have it for ourselves. I used it on my hair. I'm able to flat iron to get through my hair now without crying, basically. I have very tender headed. The system goes, you want to start with your clarifying shampoo. If this is your application for your client, start with that clarifying shampoo. You want to get a very good clean palette, towel dry that hair, and then you're going to follow it with your mask. The mask is going to be like a really good conditioner. We're going to hydrate, soften this hair. You can put them under your steamer if you have a steamer, or under your dryer with a plastic cap, 15 to 20 minutes. Why am I on the screen? 15 to 20 minutes. Rinse that out, towel dry really well, and then you're going to go in with your foam. Now your foam is where we're actually going in and loosening that curl pattern. Oh, they wanted to see. The foam is where we're going to go in and actually loosen that curl pattern. So we're going to apply section by section, small partings, apply the foam and comb it through to the ends of the hair. Once we get it through to the ends, we're going to apply your fusion spray, let that sit. We're going to process about 10 to 15 minutes. I have found that you don't want the hair to actually dry. Okay, so when you put the fusion spray, 10 to 15 minutes based off your client's porosity of their hair. If their porosity is high and that hair is drying out quickly, don't wait the full 15 minutes. It's harder to, what I find is harder to get through the hair if that product dries on the hair completely. So then you want to take your hand dryer and your brush, blow dry the foam and the fusion spray into the hair, and then you want to follow up with your flat iron. Okay, we're going to smooth that hair in small sections. I prefer to use a titanium. You use what's comfortable for you, but get that hair nice and smooth. And then you're going to follow up with your fusion oil. Okay, you style as desired, and then the fusion oil is very lightweight oil you pat on at the end of the hair. Miss Ayers will go and give you all guys all the ins and outs tomorrow for the KSS system. Now, if we have no questions there with the new products, we'll move into the no questions? Okay. We'll move into our traditional products, and we'll start, I think, with the It's Natural line, if I'm not. No, we're not. It's the Black Label line. So our moisturizing, yep, we're going to start with our foundation and cleanse. So we'll start with our shampoos. I think the first one, you just keep clicking, keep clicking. Yep, we have our scalp and skin antiseptic. This can be used as a healing for your minor scrapes and scars. You can use it as a pre-shampoo. You also can use it as a first step if you're going to do a what I like to call lift up service for any heavy dandruff. You can coat the scalp with this as a first coating, and then marry your shampoo, which I would use a deep cleanse right on top of it. If your client has a lot of buildup, start with this antiseptic and then put your deep cleanse right on top of it. Our deep cleansing shampoo is going to be a clarified shampoo. It does remove buildup. It does remove environmental buildup. It removes product buildup. It removes chlorine if you have swimmers. So your deep cleanse is always very good to have on hand because this is going to give you a clean slate to start your service. Your moisturizing shampoo is going to restore and rebalance moisture. For your clients who are having problems with their elasticity, your moisturizing shampoo is going to be your go-to. On the next slide, we do have our hydrating shampoo. The difference between the two, I'm always asked, think of hydrating shampoo. You can click next one. Think of hydrating shampoo as addressing moisture in the hair strand from the inside. Similar to if you're dehydrated, you either have to get an IV or a lot of moisture put into you. This is when you would choose your hydrating shampoo. Your moisturizing shampoo is simply going to protect and keep that moisture within. So this is how we decide the difference between using hydrating shampoo versus moisturizing shampoo. Your hydrating shampoo is going to be lighter weight, so it's able to penetrate into the hair deeper and quicker. What we have, Sparkling Lights shampoo. Our Sparkling Lights is going to be used for your clients who are gray. I like to use it after I've neutralized my gray client. She in particular gets relaxer, and after processing the neutralizer, she has a yellow cast most times. So we use our Sparkling Lights when we know yellow violet counteracts yellow. So therefore, it pulls out that yellow cast for me. It leaves her hair very bright, very white. You can also use it to refresh any old, your highlights that are getting brassy. You can use a Sparkling Light shampoo for that as well. Okay, we're going to move right on into the treatments. Let's go. I think, click it one more time. Yeah, we have our moisturizing conditioner, which is going to be the match to your moisturizing shampoo. This does contain shea butter, your moisturizing conditioner. It's going to detangle. All of our conditioners can be used as a deep conditioner under a warm dryer or with a plastic cap under a dryer or under your steamer without a cap, except for our ProPlex Reconstructor. Okay, that one cannot be used as a deep conditioner under a steamer at any time. We don't want to do that. Your multiplex conditioner, this is going to be one that we recommend after a color service originally and after your relaxer service. It does contain collagen, which is going to swell and give the hair a fuller appearance. It does have a bit of protein, so we want to also note that we do not use multiplex conditioner on the same day that we do a ProPlex Reconstructor treatment. Your ProPlex Reconstructor is going to be liquid hair in the bottle, so that is what it is a conditioner, but we want to make sure we treat it as a treatment because it is. The proper steps you want to do is to first use your deep cleanse shampoo so we can get a clean slate. Then you want to towel dry the hair really well. Apply your ProPlex Reconstructor thoroughly to the hair root to tip. Put a plastic cap under them and on them and put them under a warm dryer for 15 minutes. This one must go under a dryer with a plastic cap. No steamer for the ProPlex. After your 15 minutes, you want to bring them out and then let them cool off just a bit and thoroughly rinse. We want to get all the excess Proplex out of the hair so it doesn't crystallize and cause us a problem. After that, you want to follow up with your hydrating shampoo because, again, it's going to penetrate deeply. It has a small molecule. It's going to penetrate and aid in softening that hair instantly. Yes.
All right, Shannon, a couple questions here. First one is, can you use the multiplex on natural hair without color?
Yes, the question is, can you use a multiplex conditioner on natural hair that does not have color? Yes, you can. It does have protein in it, so you can definitely use that if your client is needing a bit of strength added to their hair.
All right, and next question, how do you prevent the hair from turning purple when using the Sparkling Light shampoo?
Very good question. So I'm assuming the person is talking about after either maybe you pre-lighten the hair or you've done a chemical service and that cuticle is open up the hair. You want to make sure you put the Sparkling Light shampoo in your palm first, emulsify it until it's almost clear. It's pale, very pale prior to putting it on the hair, and then you will avoid getting the violet dye onto the hair. Okay.
One more.
Okay.
How long would you leave the hydrating conditioner on after the Proplex?
Okay, so you would leave the hydrating conditioner on literally maybe 5 minutes. It's because it has such a small molecule, it does instantly detangle and instantly soften, but you just let it sit about 5 minutes so it can penetrate. Okay. So really quick, if your client is color treated with the Proplex Reconstructor treatment, make sure you use the sulfate-free shampoo instead of your deep cleanse, and follow up with the matching sulfate-free conditioner. Okay, just as a note there. Yep. Now we're gonna move into our It's Natural line. You keep going. I don't know why everything comes in separately. I want to fix that. We have our honey almond shampoo, conditioner, and leave-in. So your honey almond, if we're thinking about hair structure, your honey almond is going to cater more to your clients who have a medium to coarse texture of hair. Okay, it is very moisture rich. It's going to give that hair a lot of shine. It aids in detangling. So we want to make sure if we're going for your leave-in or your put-away styles, or your styles are going to be in for a couple weeks or so, this is the line you want to go to because it's going to leave the most amount of moisture in the hair. Your conditioner, again, can be used as a deep condition if necessary. And your honey almond leave-in is going to be a cream consistency. Okay, it is lightweight. It doesn't weigh the hair down. You can use it if your client's hair is super coarse and they need that extra level of moisture. I have used our honey almond leave-in conditioner for a silk press for a client that has coarse hair, and you will not get a weighed down solution. I mean, you won't get a weighed down style. Next up, next up we have I think it's the honey almond foam. Yep, honey almond styling foam. On the left, you can use our honey almond styling foam as a mold. You can do a soft set, of your waves, soft set whether you're doing curling styles. On the right, I use it as a finishing. After I've done this particular guy, I use twist and lock at his, this is prior to the new products. I use twist and lock at his root, braid him down, and then at the end, I coat the whole head with our honey almond foam, tie it down with a do-rag, and put them under the dryer. So what your foam does for you is it adds sheen. It's going to control any flyaways, leaves the hair with the shine. And for the lady on the left, because it's non-flaking and fast drying, it cuts down your dry time as well. I think we're going to the coconut milk line. Yep, coconut milk line next. We have our shampoo, conditioner, leave-in, and foam as well. Your coconut milk shampoo and conditioner, these are going to cater more so for your clients with a fine texture of hair. Okay, it has the smallest molecule, similar to your hydrating shampoo in the Black Label line. Your coconut milk shampoo and conditioner are just geared for clients because it is sulfate free. It's geared for your color treated clients. Your coconut milk styling foam is going to be a firm hold foam. Okay, very firm. There's no playing around with this. If you need it to last, grab your coconut milk styling foam. It is going to dry but without a crunch. Okay, it's a firm hold, but it's not going to give you a crunch or a flake. Okay. Our leave-in conditioner, in comparison to the honey almond leave-in conditioner, your coconut milk is going to be a liquid. Okay, very loose, very lightweight, sprays very easily, detangles, it's weightless. And again, this is going to be for those clients with a finer texture of hair. Now, can you use it on someone, vice versa, that has a coarse texture hair? Yeah, for sure you can. Your coconut oil curl defining cream. This is going to define your customers and clients who want to do their shampoo and go. I personally like it for the client who's not shampooing every day or every other day. You can get 2 to 3 days worth of curls locked in, moisture defined with your coconut oil curl defining cream. Make sure that if your clients are going to do a leave-in or you're going to put any other moisture in their hair, put that moisture in first and then make your coconut oil curl defining cream your last product. Because it has the coconut oil in there, that has to be the last product. Nothing else will penetrate through the coconut oil. Okay? Your super hold glazed edges. This is going to be for your clients with those hard to control edges, okay? Your gray hair, your coarse hair. Now, it will give the hair a very polished look without drying and doesn't flake on you. Now, if your client needs to reapply, we need to make sure they wipe that off or use some cleansing agent, let the skin dry, and then reapply. If they apply on the product that's already there, it is going to turn white. Okay? We just have our organic line next. Yep. Our organic shampoo and conditioner, as the young lady was mentioning earlier, it smells like chocolate and cocoa. This is going to have an antifungal agent. This is very good for hair that has been chemically compromised. So this is good if we're trying to rebuild and restructure some hair that has been damaged prior to, them coming to us. Your organic conditioner is very good with detangling. Prior to us having the honey almond, I would take my organic conditioner, put my kid clients under the dryer, or someone who just wasn't combing their hair very frequently, put them under the dryer with this organic conditioner, and it would aid in my detangling. It made it so much easier. Your organic complex is going to be a very lightweight scalp oil. Okay, this is going to combat dry scalp, dandruff, without the feeling of stimulation. Okay, it does address it, but it doesn't have the tea tree or the any of this tingling sensation. This is good for your children with dry scalp. A lot of kids don't interpret that sensation very well, so this is good for them as well. And then for people who are hypersensitive, they appreciate this more than the rosemary or the stimulating scalp oil. Your organic styling gel. This is our original alcohol-free gel. Does dry with a firm, pliable hold. Again, it's not going to be very stiff. You will be able to get through that hair and move it. It's non-flaking, but it will add to dryer time, okay? Because of course it is a gel. Your moisture lock is what I like to call our hair lotion. This can be used daily as needed. It does correct elasticity for your clients are having a problem with elasticity. Because it has so many of our natural oils, your jojoba oil, your soybean oil, your cocoa butter, it is moisture rich. Okay, so I've had clients to use it on their kids with dry patches through their hair, cradle cap. Our moisture lock has corrected those issues for them. Your growth cream, it's going to do just what its title says. Okay, as long as the follicles is open and healthy, your growth cream will rejuvenate slow growing or thinning hair. It can be used on male and or female. I had to use it myself behind my ear once in a rush, did a relaxing color, and I had a hole, about a quarter-size hole behind my ear, and I grabbed that growth cream so fast. Twist and lock gel. This is our original twist and lock edge control / do it all baby right here. Twist and lock gel. I still use it even though we have the new ones. I still love my twist and lock. It has a special place in my heart. It gives that hair a very flexible yet controlled style when I'm styling with it. And when I dry, the shine is just beautiful. I don't have to do anything after using our twist and lock gel. Your natural is going to be good for dry scalp, dry skin. Occasionally when I'm in the salon, if I don't have lotion, I will grab the natural oil and do what it do. Okay. It is infused with argan oil, and I think we have a question here.
Yes, Shannon. First question is it better to use the moisture lock on wet or dry hair?
So the choice of using on I wouldn't say wet. I'll make sure it's towel dry really well. Using it on damp hair is your style that you're going for. If I'm doing a twist out that we are, especially single ones, if I'm doing single twist outs, you can use it on damp hair. If it's a style that needs to be dry prior to, let's say like a roller set or something, then sometimes I'll add a little moisture lock prior to doing my silk press or my roller set. I will put it in the hair. So it just depends on your end style, whether you want to put it on damp or dry hair.
Next question. It was mentioned that organic shampoo is good for damaged hair. Would you use the organic line for clients that have damaged locks as well?
Would you with clients with damaged locks? So if you're talking about the structure of the lock, In my mind, I'm thinking the maintenance for a damaged lock, down the structure of lock, is going to come from maintenance with our hand versus, versus a product. If that's your question, if it's for addressing something at the scalp, for sure. But if it's down the length of the lock, I think that's going to come from lock maintenance and lock repair. Okay. We have our rosemary line, which is was designed for your clients with dry, itchy scalp to control dandruff. This particular video shows a young lady. She's dandruff ridden. She does not come as frequently as I would like her to. So pretty much every time she comes in, she has a scalp full of dandruff, and I use our rosemary line for her. Now, I do not have to go in and scrape up her scalp or scratch. You can play that video while I'm doing. We want to make sure that we allow the rosemary shampoo to lift up the dandruff for us, okay? Because it does have the white willow bark, that's an exfoliant, and it's going to lift up the dandruff when it's everything that's ready to come off is going to be attracted by that shampoo. Now you can see here her scalp is not red, it's not inflamed. This is how we want to make sure we shampoo our dandruff clients. Even if the dandruff is worse than this, we don't want their scalp to be irritated from us going in and manipulating that scalp too much or scraping with combs and different tools that I'm seeing here being used lately. Your rosemary conditioner is going to aid in detangling, aid in leaving the hair with the sheen and a lot of bounce. Now, what you won't find is a drying effect. Even though it's designed to cater to dandruff and dry, itchy scalp, it will not dry out the hair. The rosemary line leaves the hair still very well moisturized. That's a big difference what my clients see with using the rosemary versus brand XYZ. All right. We have our rosemary scalp therapy. This is going to be a great retail item for your clients with dandruff. They can go home and use this maybe twice a week maximum. I don't find anyone so far that needs to use it more than twice a week. Because of the stimulation and circulation, we're now encouraging that body to produce more of its own natural sebum. So therefore, that kind of pushes back the body from making so much dandruff because we're making out more of our own natural oils. I think it's another one. Yeah, rosemary stimulating spray. Now this is going to be great for your clients whether they're doing locks, braids, any style that's going to be having the scalp not to be touched or shampooed for weeks or months at the time, your commercial hair. Rosemary stimulating spray is a good solution for them. Okay, they can use that through the week. It can be used as a pre-shampoo or as a leave-in. So when they're using it to cleanse their scalp, it's okay that they're not shampooing their hair because it's not going to do any damage. Now, for some of mine, if they're very active, they're sweating and things, I tell them to use this, but then take a clean cloth or a clean Q-tip, wipe your scalp, okay? You don't necessarily have to shampoo it, but go ahead and just wipe your scalp with the rosemary stimulating spray. We'll go back one, rosemary foam. Yeah, we have our rosemary styling foam. This is going to be fast drying, non-flaking. It is infused with agave nectar. It smells beautifully. So of the foams that we have, the rosemary foam is going to be in the middle. Okay, your honey almond foam will give you the softest hold. Your rosemary in the middle with a medium hold, and then the coconut milk with the firm hold. This particular young lady, she comes once a week because she works out every day to the week. So I give her the medium hold. She doesn't need the coconut milk because she's not going to go past a week anyway. So I give her the rosemary foam, and it dries pretty quickly, and it lasts through her workout. Okay. Well, now we're going to go into our finishing and styling aids. I don't remember what the first one is. Keep clicking. Two more. There you go. One more. There you go. Our glazed edges is our original fixative. Okay, for your clients who are having areas that look a little thin or a little sparse, you can use our glazed edges to give them the illusion of fuller edges. Now, it's not a greasy product. It's not going to give you a tacky feel. Again, when they need to reapply, make sure they wipe it clean, let their skin dry, and then reapply right at the hairline. The young lady with the top knot, she has very thin edges, but because we use the glazed edges, it appears that she has edges there. The firm holding spray is going to be our soft, it leaves the hair with a soft, natural feel. Even though we're doing an updo, and most updos, you prepare for a stiff, hard feel, I'm able to use our firm holding spray and you still have a soft, natural feel with a beautiful shine. The young lady on the bottom, I used our firm holding spray prior to putting her curls in. After I silk pressed her out, we use the firm holding spray to put in her curls. We have our styling spritz. This is going to be this was our original spritz. Firm hold is progressive. The more you use, the firmer the hold. You can use it for your sculpting, for your spikes. It is non-flaking. I'm very rare of a spritz user, so but I do keep it because occasionally I need it. But I don't generally use a lot of spritz. So what we have now, medium hold, and we have a new firm hold. So I'll have two more in my arsenal. I'll just have to make a reason to use them, right? Attract those clients who like spritz. Curling wax. This is my friend. I combo my curling wax and my thermal seal depending on the style I'm doing. My curling wax gives me heat protectant. It gives my curls memory. And if my clients should happen to bump or run their hair through this curling wax, because I've installed it, the curl with the wax on it, they can take and spin their finger around. I show them how to do it literally. Or if they want to go to sleep, I tell them how to make big pin curls. That hair will literally fold right back in because if you've used that curling wax, and then they're able to get much longer life out of their curl style. Your thermal seal is also going to be a heat protectant. It also leaves the hair with a brilliant shine. Okay, what I call the thermal seal heat activated. You rub it on, as soon as it contacts with heat, oh my God, you see like it looks like polish, like your top coat on your nail polish. It just gives a beautiful shine. It is also going to be a water repellent. So for my curly girls, and we get pressed out, and then you want to make sure. Did I say heat repellent or water repellent? I meant moisture repellent. So when we press them out, we use a little bit of our thermal seal. So when we go outside, whether it's raining or whether it's humid outside, that hair is not just going to swell right back up on us. Yes. The slick ponytail. Oh, the edge control here, and I took our glazed edges in sections. So her ponytail is actually, I think it's either 2 or 3 ponytails. I took small sections and make the ponytail. I use the glaze and then go to the next section. I marry that section to this one, and then I take that third section and marry. So it's a combo of like 2 or 3 ponytails, but I get the control. At that time, we had glazed edges only, so I would take that and pull that up, if that makes sense. We didn't have the wax stick at that point. These are all our originals. So all of these styles were done prior to any of this coming out. Right. But I pressed her out. She's natural. She's silk pressed out. Yes. And I don't throw that out. Yes, your question.
Yes, Shannon. Attendee wants to know from either line, new or old, what would be some good products you would recommend to clients experiencing thinning, as well as clients experiencing a dry scalp?
Okay, new or old. We'll start with the old line. Growth cream, most definitely. If she's thinking for a shampoo, I would say rosemary because it's going to be stimulation, cause a lot of stimulation. In the new line, of course, the carbon shampoo because it has your DHT blocker. Literally the whole new line, right? Because everything in there is promoting hair growth. You can't go wrong with any of that.
All right, next question. With the rosemary styling foam, what would you use as far as with a gel or glaze or pudding in conjunction with the rosemary styling foam?
I don't think I followed. So say it again.
She wants to understand as far as with the gel, glaze, or pudding, which one would you use with the rosemary styling foam?
Gel, glaze, or pudding? I need a little bit more. I don't.
The CMOS line. Would you use
Give me
any
a style.
of the new products?
If she's there, can she give me a style? Because I'm trying to figure out what are we comparing them. So your gel, your CMOS gel is going to give you like a really pliable hold. It's a strong hold, but it's pliable. Your rosemary foam is going to give you a medium hold, but without the stiffness of the gel. So I don't know that I would combo the two. In my experience, mixing gel with foams gives you a beating. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but I usually don't mix the two.
Next question. Can you use the CMOS blow dry spray and the Thermoseal together?
Blow dry spray first, I would say yes. And then if you need the Thermoseal as a moisture repellent, sure.
And last one. What's the difference in the wax stick and the glazed edges?
Your wax stick is going to be a heat protectant. Okay, it's going to give you a heat protectant. It can give your curls memory. Your glazed edges is just a fixative to give your control on your edges, polish your style, but it's not a heat protectant. We have our hair and scalp conditioner. This is going to be a scalp oil. Again, we want to make sure our clients use this lightweight. We don't want to be very heavy-handed with it. It contains your vitamins A, D, and E, so we're going to promote hair growth when we're using it. We have our S3 spray. This is going to be a lightweight mist. There's no moisturizing agents in here. Okay, this one is going to be alcohol free. It aids to UV protection for your clients who have color, like myself. We also have the S3 serum. Now, this is going to be more of a pour in place type of product. It also offers UV protection. I also use it occasionally. I'll mix your S3 serum and a little bit of our natural oil after doing a color service, especially my girls with long, wavy hair. I'll put this in after the color service and to finish off their style, whatever their style may be. Next up, is it Spritz next, I think? Nope. Nope, oil sheen. Okay, we have our oil sheen and conditioning spray. Now this I love. It is a very lightweight oil sheen that we spray and can mist on the hair. You won't get beading. You'll make sure you hold it back about 6 to 8 inches. Mist your hair. Is going to leave the hair with a soft shine. A soft feel and a beautiful shine. We have our Royal Silk Setting Lotion. This is going to be a product that we recommend you mix 1 part Royal Silk Setting Lotion to 4 parts water. So the young lady in the middle got a little less water because her hair needed to hold, and she doesn't have a natural curl pattern. It's a very loose wave, and we needed her waves to last, I think, 2 days before she actually went to the wedding. So I diluted hers with a little less water so I can have much more of a firmer hold. It is a humectant. It does give a very firm hold. She was able to make it to the I'm about to say funeral. Make it to the wedding without messing up her hair. I was so proud of her. It adds a vibrant sheen to the hair. On the flip note, if you need do silk press, okay, silk press is a little cheap. I add Royal Silk Setting Lotion prior to blowing out my silk presses. This gives just a beautiful finish once you run your flat iron down the hair. You see the instant shine, and it's like your hair literally feels like silk after you add it. Now, don't drench the hair. You get a different effect. Just coat it a little bit and blow dry it in prior to doing your silk press.
All right, Shannon, we have another question. With the Rosemary Carbon Shampoo and Conditioner, is it okay to use it on the whole head of hair if you only have hair loss or thinning in certain places or on the edges?
So yeah, you can coat the entire head with the conditioner. Yes.
And what product would you recommend after using the blow dry spray or
Depending upon the style you're going for. Your S3 serum is going to be more of a placement, has a larger molecule than your S3 spray. Your S3 spray is going to be a mist. So depending on what style you're doing, you would select accordingly. We can go to the next screen. We're going to move into our chemical services. First up will be our relaxers. We do offer the olive oil, shea butter, and our sensitive scalp. But prior to doing your relaxing service, we want to make sure we cover our bases with protection. Our pre-chemical treatment is going to be water soluble. This is going to prevent any over-processing and or under-processing when we're doing our chemical service. You want to coat the hair, but not to where it's dripping wet. You just want to thoroughly saturate the hair. Then we want to choose whether you use our conditioning base or our squeeze base. They are both give a wonderful level of protection to the scalp so that we don't cause any discomfort to our clients. The largest difference between the two is your conditioning base contains lanolin and the squeeze base is lanolin free. Now, what I like to point out, you can go to the next one. With our squeeze base, you want to make sure you do, I took the picture off. There's a needle nose bottle that the squeeze base comes in. You want to make sure you use your rat tail comb or a comb or a different tool. Don't use the nozzle of the squeeze base to section the client's hair because now you're moving, you're going to cross-contaminate. If this client has dandruff, we're not going to move it to the next client. Okay, just make sure you use a different tool. Again, they both offer wonderful protection for your clients because we want to make sure the relaxing service is relaxing for your client. We don't want to give them any sort of discomfort. Your post-chemical infusion is what we're going to use directly after rinsing out our relaxer system. So some people get confused with post and pre-chem. It's in the name. Your post means after, okay? This is directly after you rinse out your relaxer system. We're going to let this sit on the hair 2 to 5 minutes and put our neutralizing shampoo directly on top of your post-chemical infuser. Okay. Our neutralizing shampoo is going to, again, go on top of that first level of post-chemical infuser. Your neutralizing shampoo is going to balance and rebalance, bring that hair pH back down to the normal range. We want to make sure we use our relaxer with our neutralizing system. Don't use brand X neutralizer. It may not bring the hair back down to the correct pH balance. Your neutralizing shampoo now contains coconut milk, and it also has a a color indicator. Your color indicator will let you know if you have not properly rinsed all of the relaxer out of the hair. The suds, once the neutralizing shampoo comes in contact, your suds will be a faint fuchsia pink color. So look for that. If you see it, stop everything. Just go ahead and continue to rinse. The only thing that stops relaxer from working is to rinse it out of the hair. Okay. Your neutralizing shampoo is going to be done 3 times. With the third one, you want to make sure to let that sit for 5 minutes so that we can seal that cuticle, make sure the pH comes back down to the normal range, and then we will proceed. And towel blot in between each neutralizing shampoo. First, yes. Your neutralizing shampoo is going to be 3 times and towel blot in between. Yep. Your sensitive scalp conditioning relaxer is going to be for your clients who are, maybe they work out a lot, maybe they have scalp conditions, but they don't have any open abrasions. We want to also always make sure we check and make sure they don't have any open scabs or cuts on their scalp. You can use our sensitive scalp relaxer system to cater to those clients. It does come in 1 container. The strength is going to be determined by the time you process it. Your mild is at 15 minutes, your regular at 20, and your super at 25. Now, the customer's texture is how you determine whether you need a mild, regular, or super. And that's going to come from your analyzation consultation with your client. This one is not going to be your traditional sodium hydroxide relaxer. This is going to be guanidine-based relaxer, okay? So it's a milder formulation, but it does work just the same as long as we follow the guidelines, okay? We also have our shea butter relaxer. This is going to be our quickest moving relaxer. Because shea butter is a natural moisturizer, a natural softener, it moves quicker. Your regular, you only have 15 minutes to process. From your first quadrant to the time you need to go to the shampoo bowl and rinse, you have 15 minutes. It's going to be for your clients with dry, brittle hair. Okay, that's who you want to pick up the shea butter relaxer for. The young lady in the video got our olive oil relaxer. Her hair is pretty healthy. She works out. She eats pretty good. So her hair is generally in a good condition at all times. The olive oil relaxer comes in 2 strengths. Your mild, which is going to process at 15 minutes, and your regular at 20 minutes. Now, any of our relaxers can be used as corrective relaxers. If you're receiving a client, you've done your consultation with them, and it's now safe, whether you've done your treatment, and it's safe for them to receive their next relaxer. If they've used brand X at home and they're having that waviness that we see, it is okay to use whichever relaxer their hair is telling you that they need. You can use that as a corrective on their hair. You can also interchange our relaxers. If they come in the summer and the olive oil is what they need. If they come in the winter and they need the shea butter, just don't do it on the same head on the same day. Okay. We have our curl system. Now, this is slept on a lot. I'm finding that a lot of people don't do curl system, but I can process a curl in just about the same amount of time I process a relaxer service and make a little bit more with this. In some cases, depending upon the length of the hair. So this curl system, it can be a real money maker in your salon. Your conditioning rearranger is going to be your first step for clients whose hair grows out naturally curly and coily. Okay, we need to straighten out their hair with our thio. We're going to process it the same way we do a retouch relaxer or your virgin relaxer. The process is going to be the same. For your finer hair, it takes about 10 minutes to process after you get the rearranger applied. For your medium to coarse textures of hair, about 15 minutes after you get the rearranger applied. We want to rinse and towel dry this hair very good. Now we're going to follow with our curl booster. This is step 2 for clients who have naturally curly hair. It's step 1 for clients who have naturally straight hair. Now for that client, you can start with a mild shampoo if they have product buildup to make sure we have any product removed from their hair, and then you start with your booster step. Our booster step is where we install the curl or the new wave pattern. You're going to section and only apply booster in the section you're rolling. Don't apply booster throughout the whole scalp, because if I'm working on the left side, the right side is oxidizing. I'm losing the strength of that product while it's just sitting there. So only put the booster in the section you're rolling. Once you've completely rolled the hair, put a plastic cap. There's no dryer heat required. Okay, just a plastic cap and body heat. If it's cold in your salon, I will turn on my dryer and sit them closer to it, but don't put them down under a hood dryer. That's not necessary for our curl system. Okay, after your 15 minutes, we're going to go, I'm going to check for, well, maximum 15. You can check as early as 10 minutes. I forgot to say that. You can check as early as 10 minutes. For your finer hair clients, the S pattern will already be there. Maximum 15, 16 minutes, and then go ahead and rinse. towel dry really well, and then follow up with your conditioning neutralizer. Now it is a liquid consistency. I like to put it in a color applicator bottle again, and thoroughly coat your rods or rollers. And make sure you, if you're using end wraps from the beginning at the bottom, you have to thoroughly coat that. Otherwise, your ends will not get neutralized, and everything else will be silked and sealed in, except when you get to the ends, it'll be fuzzy. Process your conditioning neutralizer for 10 minutes. They can either lay back and relax at the bowl. I have several who like to just take a little nap, or you can sit them up, plastic cap and cotton if they choose to sit up. After your 10 minutes, you're going to rinse again. Now it's safe to take out your rods and rollers, and you're going to follow up with your moisturizing activator and your mist. Now, what I do to make it easy is to go ahead and put your activator and your mist in the price of your curl, so that they go out with the activator and curl mist that they need at home to keep this hair hydrated, keep those curls defined, and the mist they can use daily as a like a little shine, a little spruce up. Instead of trying to convince them to buy it later, they've already paid for it. Is there a question? Oh, no. No question. Okay. With the curl, there is an option to wear this hair straight if they want to wear it straight for a few days. For my clients who are not good with hair, right? Because we know most people who get this, they're not very good with hair. This is why they're getting the curl. So I tell them if they're going to a special occasion or they just want to wear their hair straight, I tell them 3 or 4 days, because I know they're going to wait another 2 or 3 days, right? So the max I want them to wait is 7, but I'm not going to tell them 7 because they'll push that 7 to 10. So for your clients that are not good with hair, tell them 3 or 4 days, and then by this 6th or 7th day, they'll go ahead and wet their hair down. And because styro requires moisture, we don't want this hair to be dry too long. Okay. Now we're gonna put into the move fun stuff. Color. This is what I love. Okay. So we have a complete color line: semi-permanent, demi-permanent, and permanent, as well as lighteners. All of our developers. We're gonna start with our semi-permanent gel colors. These are safe to use same day as a relaxer service. We do recommend that you dry the hair before applying your semi-permanent color so that the hair is not full of water. It can actually receive the semi-permanent. It is a stain. Okay, so it's going to sit right on top of the hair. It is going to be customizable. The gels can be mixed. We also have, see if the next one would come up beside that. Okay, so you can mix the gels with our creams. Our high fashion cream colors, these are going to be safe to use on the same day as a relaxer as well. Click it one more time. Yeah. So these are going to be safe to use on the same day as a relaxer. They are infused with macadamia oil, so we are moisturizing and strengthening the hair while we're using this. And again, you want to dry the hair before you put these on. You can use our white paint as your base to make pastels. You can pre-lighten the hair for your clients that are natural. You can pre-lighten them to levels 8, 9, and 10 to get the most vibrant colors. Okay. The artistic permanent colors and demi-permanents, they come in the same tube. When you use an 8 volume, we're going to be processing it as a demi-permanent. When we use 20, 30, or 40 volume, we're now processing it as a permanent color. Okay, they are ammonia-free, so we removed a lot of the aggression from our color line. Okay, the macadamia oil, it is also infused in the permanent color line. Now, when we want to do deposit only, we're going to use 8 volume. Okay. When we need some lift, we have to use our 20, 30, and 40, but we want to make sure we don't use 40 volume on relaxer hair. Okay. Want to make sure we keep away. That's why it was very important for me. Had I not looked back at my notes and realized I gave that lady a texturizer, I would be at fault for putting a 40 volume on her because she wanted a fairly high lift color. So I was very thankful that I went back to my notes. This is going to be a savior for clients when you're doing a color service on the natural color of someone's hair. This will alleviate you guessing which color to put on to get the color you actually want. Your desired level is going to be the color they show you when they come in with their pictures or their magazines. The desired level is what you see in that picture. Your natural color is what you're looking at in the chair. Okay, so this formula only works for their natural hair. If they have other colors already in that hair, you have to do whether you use your lightener or your blonding cream, but you have to use something else to remove the color. This is going to tell you the new difference. When you subtract the two, the new difference tells us how many levels we're actually moving that hair. Okay, the max we have is 40 volumes, so anything above 4 at the new difference, that tells us we have to use our powder lightener or we have to add blonding cream into our formula. Okay, our blonding cream in our line will give you an extra level of lift if it's mixed into your formula. Again, we bring down that desired level, and then that's going to tell us, we add that to our new difference, that's going to tell us which level to use. So on our box, to look at our box, we're going to, the first letter is going to tell, the first number tells us which level to use. So when we are selecting, let's say we have, I'm give you guys an example real quick. If we have a natural client, she's a level 2, she wants to go to a level 6. So her desired level, we're going to subtract and we're going to get 4. Okay, that tells us she's moving 4 levels and we're going to use our 40 volume. Now, if she's a relaxer client, can we do that for her that day? We can't give her that because it's 40 volume. We have to knock her down and explain to her, hey, you're going to be just a little bit darker than your desired level. Okay, because we want to make sure we leave your hair on your head. Then we're going to take that 4, add it to that 6, and we're going to get 10. That's going to tell us the level to use. So on our tube, we're going to look for 10N, 10A, 10G. That is going to move us from a level 2 to a level 6. Okay? Yes.
Next question is, can you use the Demi after relaxer?
That's a good question. Using the Demi after a relaxer service is going to be based off your client's hair texture. If they're medium to coarse, I find that it works very well. With my fine hair texture clients, I don't use a Demi because their hair is very, they don't have all the extra layers. So I get the same amount of coverage for the same length of time for my fine hair clients by using my semi-permanents.
Because the color is no ammonia, do you need to be topped and clarified in order to get maximum lift?
To get maximum lift, if you're using powder lightener, no. If you're doing a gray coverage or your client just simply has a lot of product buildup, you can do a gentle shampoo first prior to, and just make sure you dry the hair and don't aggravate the scalp. Don't scratch the scalp. When you do that gentle shampoo, just try not to aggravate the scalp. That's all the question. Okay. Did anybody have any questions about the formula? Okay, so let's move into the powder lightener. We have our professional powder lightener, which can be processed up to 50 minutes. If your client's hair is strong enough, their porosity is good, their elasticity is good, and most of the time their texture is coarse. Okay, it can withstand 50 minutes of processing. Your powder lightener is going to be fast acting. It does not swell the cuticle of the hair, so when we're finished, the hair is just as smooth as it was prior to. It can be used with any of our developers, 8, 20, 30, or 40 volume. It mixes to a cream consistency, really smooth, really cream consistency, and it stays. Placement is very well. It's not going to run all over the place. All right. Your professional cream developers, that's my little lady in the front that wanted the skunk stripe when that was a big thing. Where she is, the lights must have a yellow tone because it doesn't look like that in the salon where we did it. So lighting matters when you when you do your services. It looks extremely yellow wherever she is. Your powder lightener, it can be, it aids you when you're doing your lifting, okay? Because it is blue, it tones for you while it is actually lifting. So I wanted to point that out as well. Your cream developers, again, 8 volume is going to be when you're using Demi, 20, 30, and 40 when you're making a permanent hair color. Okay. This is going to be your retail, okay? And retail is important. In our line, it is incorporated so that we may have an option as far as retirement, savings. It's just income that we do not actually have to physically use our hands to work for, aside from showing it to our client the first time. It also alleviates any guessing. Okay, if your clients are using the same product that we use in our chair, this helps us easily pinpoint any problems that may arise. Okay, and you also want your clients to make your work easier, not harder. Okay, we want to work smart, not hard. Also want to keep in mind, when we do our retail, we are responsible for instructing them on how to use it so they don't overuse it or abuse the product, and then they will have negative results. But it's simply because we didn't inform them how to properly use it. Your retail is going to be your part-time job, okay? So instead of going to actually work for someone else, make your retail your second income. In this photo, I have the colors display. I do not retail colors. Okay, I just want to put that out there. That was just so my clients could see the colors that were available. And it actually attracts them to get more colors if they're able to see it. I think the next slide is the last one. This is it. This is me. I've changed my hair color. This is my Instagram. I've enjoyed you all today. Thank you for your time and attention. Do we have any follow-up questions before we sign out? Yep. Okay.
And then we do have one more question. Can you use the Demi color after a protein treatment?
Question is, can you use a demi after a Proplex? What you want to do is do the Proplex on a separate day, 7 to 10 days prior to your color service. And while we do this, we need the Proplex time. We need to allow the Proplex time to settle into the hair. Now, if we go in, process your Proplex, and then we turn right around and open the cuticle with a developer by using the 8 volume, we're going to open the cuticle just a little bit. Now we're going to lose the Proplex that we just put in there. So you always want to make sure you space out your treatments 7 to 10 days prior to your color service. No. Oh, that was the last question? Okay, well, I want to say thank y'all for your time and attention. I've been Shannon. It's been a wonderful evening spending with you guys. Really quick. Sorry I had to rush so fast, but I look forward to seeing you all the next time.